Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Tonight, I wanted to talk about accepting people for who they are. When I was growing up, me and my mom used to bump heads a lot, and I would always try to make her see my point of view. When in reality, that was like a losing battle because her point of view is the only point of view that really mattered because she was my mom. Now, we will have countless hearts to hearts, so many conversations, and it will all result in us not being able to come to a agreement on anything because she was so stuck in her ways about what she believed was right. No matter what I said, my feelings were like non-existent, especially at the age of 17, and it was just challenging for me. And that idea I kind of grew up with her because it was like, okay, she's stuck in her ways. It doesn't matter what I say because she's stuck in her ways. Her way is the only way, her way or the highway. She's stuck in her ways. And I also went through that with my dad because I felt like could have been more present in my life, but he was also a version of someone who was stuck in their ways. So anytime I try to get more of my dad out of him and spend more time with him or try to do different things with him, he will look at me more peculiar because it's just not what he was used to, I guess. It's not how he grew up. My dad never had a dad, so he did the best that he could. And I had to stop. I would hurt myself so much because I would constantly want more. Constantly tell myself that I really want this relationship. I would go through various daddy issues sometimes. Nothing extreme, but it was there. And I did long for that relationship, but I just never got it. So that was another lesson where it was kind of like, this is my dad and this is who he is, and I have to accept him for who he is and how he is, and I can't expect but so much because I know that he's not going to give it to me. And so growing up, those two lessons kind of taught me that in life sometimes you have to accept people for who they are. I later learned this again when I was fresh out of the hospital, my very first episode, and I had a friend who I thought was my close friend, and they weren't. And I had to learn that you can have certain friends for certain things. I learned that you cannot expect yourself out of someone else because that person is not you. They were not raised like you. While it might be nice and while you might think that it's common courtesy and common sense for a person to do certain things, it's not. That's not the case. That's not the case. And the quicker you learn that people are going to be who they want to be, the quicker you learn that you have to move accordingly and that it is very scarce to call someone your true friend. The quicker you learn that, the better off you'll be. I think it's important to not try to change people because I remember K Michelle wrote a song and it's like, can't raise a man, da, da, da. And it's really true. Like, you can't raise a man. You can't raise no boyfriend. You can't raise your dad. You can't raise your mom. You can't raise nobody but your damn kids, okay, and your dogs and your cats and shit. So, the quicker you learn that, the easier it will be to handle certain people, and the quicker it will be to move on with your life because you will treat everyone how they should be treated in the same sense of how they show you how they should be treated by you. So, you know, yeah. that's my little message for tonight. It's like 1:30 in the morning, but yeah, try to just accept people for who they are and love people for who they are, and that in itself is beautiful, and it should be enough, you know. Also, with that being said, do not stress yourself over no one else. Do not stress yourself over how someone is acting, because it's really out of your control. How people act, what people do with their lives. You can only put so much input, and you should save yourself the breath. In the same sentence, how you should save yourself in the breath of explaining yourself to someone else. Don't do that. You don't need to do that. There's no reason to do that. If you want to go and get a piercing and your mom is like, no, now be realistic, but do you, don't worry about the outside opinions, the outside thoughts, because they're not you, and they don't know your life, and they don't know your trials and tribulations, and they don't know the meanings of what you want to do. So, no one's going to understand your vision until it's executed, and then everyone's going to be there to give you an applause. So don't worry too much about this one and that one, and don't waste your breath arguing with people, because it's not worth it. Put your effort and your emotions into you, into yourself, and reap the benefits of that. Don't depend on no one else. Don't try to bring nobody up with you, because God has a plan for everyone, and you're not God, so you don't know their plans. So yeah, that's my message for tonight. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.